awesome to be here. Thank you, Rebecca and John, and just gratitude for this whole event and for all of you for showing up. We're really excited to be here. It's such an honor and privilege. And we're going to share with you a little bit about our vision at Haven Earth. Really, for us, is about creating safe havens for the future, and not just the future of where we're going, but the future generations. That's really important to us. So who here is ready for a better way?
Yeah, I think we know where we're at. We don't have to labor the points, I think. But, we're looking at some things in our future which don't look so great. But, food shortages, economic instability, supply chain issues, which we're already seeing. And really, humanity in general has lost its connection to nature and agriculture, which is really what's disempowered us and kind of put us into this situation right now. And most people are lacking the skills to get back there, to get back to that space of empowerment, returning to the land.
So we feel it's really important that as we're building out these solutions, these regenerative solutions and returning to the land, that we do it in a scalable, duplicatable way to really create a template for this regenerative future. And the last few years, I've been out there speaking and doing a lot of content that was uncensored on the Earth Heroes TV platform. So some of you may have known that I spoke at the Greater Reset. I'm a mom of 6, and I've been spending the last 3 decades really trying to figure out how we got here. So just released the new version of my book, The Absence Presence of Soil, which is about connecting those dots, but most importantly, knowing how we got here so that we don't create more of the same.
And it's not the easiest read, as you can imagine, but really it brings some real wisdom to some of the solutions that we can bring. I really recommend you go to mammolution.com and grab yourself a copy. My background is an architect for over 2 decades and internationally doing projects all over the world, from small homes to multi-million-dollar hotels and resorts. A few years ago, I kind of woke up and realized that my path wasn't that path. I needed to get back to helping people get back to the land, actually, and realizing what was coming down the line. I created Haven Earth and just started documenting that. I went to a workshop in Africa on natural building and kind of blew my mind after being in construction for 20 years. I saw the power of 20 people coming together to build a structure together, what that did for everybody, the empowerment. People who'd never done construction before. So from there, I went to Turkey. I took the building technique I'd learned on Super Adobe, and we took about 8 villagers who barely got a high school education. And we spent 30 days and we built this project. It was on the cover of Vogue magazine. It was on international news. The mayor came and gave us a building permit and changed the whole building code just so we could get actual permit for the house. And the guy whose property it was, he's a total tech nerd, but now he's gone completely off grid. He has his own satellite there and everything. And really was a sense of, what it takes to get off grid there. So I brought that knowledge to the States in 2019 after spending some time in Switzerland in the mountains there. And I spent time in a hemp house. And this blew my mind. I'd never spent time in a building that was a breathing system, that was a healthy home. And so I did this project in California. They filmed it for Discovery Channel in 2019. You can see it on the website. And really, we brought all the hemp in from Europe. So it was kind of this industry that was ready to take off. And so I went around and started connecting with the growers and the processing and all the different people in the industry there.
Making some good connections and taking Haven Earth to the next level. We met about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And so our love for hemp and understanding the power of this plant to connect was really the kind of the inspiration for us to do what we're doing today. And so we're taking that to the next level and bringing it through to our mission, which is to establish and connect global safe havens that are focused on education, innovation, and intentional socioeconomics that support empowered, purposeful, and creative return to the land, with this focus on abundant agrocentric ways of living.
Yeah, indeed.
So that brings us to hemp, regenerating the future.
Yeah, exactly. And just our connection with hemp, I think it's brought us together, as Imanee was saying. And that's what it seems to be doing. It seems to be bringing people together. It's come out at this time. It's been in prohibition for a long time, but now it's emerging now as a tool to get us back to agriculture. And some of the benefits from hemp, it's regenerating the soil and the growing. It's taking toxins out of the soil and it's putting nutrients back in there. It's super versatile. We can do anything from growing food, fuel, homes, plastics, automobiles, all kinds of stuff. And I'm sure a lot of you, who knows about hemp and the power of hemp here?
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Revolutionary.
Exactly. But really the thing that really impresses me most is about how it's connecting us back to agriculture. And that's where our power is, when we can grow our way out of these problems.
And that leads us to what we're focused on. Obviously there's the people growing it and then the processing happening that's coming online in the States. When River did the house for Discovery Channel 2 years ago, all that was brought in from Europe. So this is the first year that we've been able to build homes with hemp from the US of A.
Yay.
And when River and I met, I raised my 6 kids in my organic cafe. I've been talking about food and non-toxic living for decades. And so we were talking about the toxic materials in our homes, the carpets, the paint, and all the things that are made of. And then I realized that if we build a hemp home, we solve all of those problems. It's a living, breathing system. Who in here knows someone that has had issue with mold in a house or themselves or knows someone? So this is a really big issue with these toxic homes, these coffins that we're all living in. And so to have a solution for the things that I've been looking for was really kind of quite miraculous.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the hemp homes, you've probably heard of hempcrete, and a lot of people have some understanding of what hempcrete is and imagine concrete, and they imagine it's structural, and they have all kinds of requests. Can I make a patio with hempcrete? And it doesn't really work like that. It's a non-structural material, actually. You do need a frame, you do need a structure. But what it's doing, it's creating a breathing system. So you're exchanging the air in your house 2 times an hour. So it's literally like a filter. And it's hygroscopic also. So it's able to regulate moisture in the air inside your structure. It takes a lot longer to dry. There's a longer drying process and curing. It takes 5 to 6 weeks for the walls to dry because it's not cement. It's just high calcium lime mixed with some organic binders, water, and the little particles from the interior of the stalk of the hemp plant, that woody soft core of the hemp plant. We kind of crush that up. And then we mix it with these materials, and they found these materials all over the world. Originally, everyone's using concrete now and cement in their mortars and on all their buildings, but the old buildings, the original buildings in Greece and Rome, they used what they call Roman cement, which was lime. And the reason it lasted so long was because it could wick the moisture out. When you seal the moisture in, it rots everything and creates mold. So we want to create our structures that are breathing systems. And it's kind of a shift in paradigm.
Fire resistant, pest resistant. All those critters don't like to eat the lime, but also the insulative properties that River mentioned when he was staying at that house in Sweden. That, one of the questions we get asked a lot is, can these be in any climate or any region? So the great thing is, because of the way it regulates, it can actually be for areas where it's really hot, or areas where it's really cold, or areas like Hawaii where it's really, really wet. But the key here is on how we cure the hemp as we're processing it, which is why we're focused on modular home systems. And that was River's background as an architect, and also to get people on the land quickly. So we're working at solutions and R&Ding these designs to get people on the land where they could build this structure or construct the structure in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of modular systems coming out in the industry right now. It's like a wave. People want to get on the land fast. They don't want to be waiting for contractors and all this stuff. So they want to buy something that they can unpack, or maybe a container home. But maybe we're not thinking about the health value of our structures. What is the healthiness of that space? And creating a modular system which really deals with that is where the future is, really. That's what we see. And also,
the economics along with that is going to build out our local and our own communities. So that's a really big part of it. So this is the Hemp Studio. This is sort of one, to get on the land. If you're worried about regulations and zoning, it's really small, 266 square feet. But if you're in a tiny home, maybe it's not too small. But also can be a healing oasis, an office, or for people that are looking to bring in that other rental or be on the land while they're building out the other structures. So temporary structures to get, again, people on the land quickly. The casita, the Haven casita, is more for singles, couples, and small families looking to get on the land. River and I could live in this. It's 450 square feet. That's what we're looking to build this summer at our workshop.
Right.
And then the family casita, which is larger size.
Yeah, and this one, you know, it's not so much about a tiny home or having a really small footprint. I know there's this kind of thing that's going around that, you know, you'll have nothing, you'll own nothing, and you should be happy about it. That's not where we're at. The size of your house should meet your needs. It shouldn't meet the needs of some ideology. So really thinking about how we're designing and bringing design in, because we're valuable. You know, every one of us deserves a good space to live. And I think that's really important to realize as we're going forward, that we've got to look beyond just the trauma of what's happening right now in terms of what we want to have for the long term. These houses can last hundreds of years. So really think about what that legacy is.
And who's going to build them?
Yeah, exactly. And we're creating modular systems. We need people trained to go out and put these together and build them. So that's a lot of what we're doing at Hidden Earth.
It's really about providing and focused on the youth and being able to bring this kind of innovation and business opportunity to them, because we have a lot of people that want to be on the land but maybe not able or have the time to build their own structures. So we just did our first certification a couple months ago in Blanco.
Learning Center in Blanco. I don't know if Jen's here.
And we certified 18 of our builders. The youngest was a 14-year-old girl from Canada that came with her dad, Presley. And it was a really empowering experience. Everyone thought they were coming to a hemp workshop and realized it was so much more. And that's really one of the focuses that we're doing as we return to the land, with this emphasis on education. And the campus model is that we understand that the community is a byproduct of what we're doing. When we come together with a shared purpose, when we build something, it really accomplishes what we're trying to do. So upcoming workshops and courses are really focused around that, where people have gotten their hands on the hemp. And this is a video. Actually, the tech team in the back is going to show the video of our last workshop. Tech support. Ta-da!
Next one.
Hey, Haven Earth community, we are so excited
to
share with you an update and takeaways from our hemp building. 1 second. We have a complicated presentation.
You're getting to see a sneak peek behind the scenes right now. But I think what's really valuable to understand is that we're not just coming back to the land with idealism. I think it's really important to be thinking strongly about what we need, and a lot of us want a purpose. It's not just about coming and growing food, it's about how are we going to go into the future, how are we going to grow, and how are our communities going to become stronger. So for us, the campus is a really integral part of that, bringing that new knowledge, bringing that innovation, and bringing that new energy in all the time into the places.
We are so excited to share with you
Let's see it.
And takeaways from our hemp building certification course. We have been busy the last month.
It's really about bringing next level to the actions we take in the world, especially when we're coming together to do projects, when we're coming together to build these bonds for a new community. Hemp has amazing power, like Imanee's saying, to leverage what's already there with agriculture to get us to a new place in society where we want to be. And for us, it's not about running away from the problem, but actually bringing the solutions.
It has been absolutely phenomenal, amazing, so many upgrades. Even just getting here, obstacles were overcome, busted through all the membranes of limitation just to show up and build and work with this material. Such an amazing, cutting edge resource that has been transformed into the building material of the future.
Through this period, of the last 2 years, there's been an awakening to decentralized systems. and getting back to the land. And I think this has really brought sharp focus into the hemp industry, because people can really see the connection between being able to grow ourselves security, our food, our buildings. All of this is literally in our hands, and I think we're realizing that now, that we're disempowered when we're waiting for someone else to make the solutions for us and give us the answers. So now it's time for us to literally take back the power. And 40 people have been hemping today and have moved mountains. Yay. Yeah, we're going to do a tour there on Monday, so you can come and see the hemp house. I know a lot of people have signed up for that, but it's great to really experience that firsthand. It's not just a visual thing, it's how it feels. So the calling really is, as land stewards and founding members, we're securing safe havens in suitable locations to serve as educational incubators that will offer regenerative solutions and co-housing exit strategies for our growing global community focused on freedom, health, and innovation. I think they're good things to work towards, right?
So one of the things in the ways that we do that is really around the strategy and planning for success. So as an architect, we've been traveling thousands of miles, hundreds of cities, looking at people who are looking to buy land or have land or stewarding it, and River's creating these conceptual designs on how they're going to work with what's existing on the land and what is the land is calling for. And so really having this beginning kind of focus point is absolutely essential for how we're building this out.
Right. And just understanding where you're going. I think a lot of people are relying on realtors and real estate agents to give you advice on the land that you're looking at buying.
Or developers.
Or developers, even better. But really, like, what is there for the future? Thinking about the future. What is the area you're looking to buy land? Or what are the places that we're coming to bring this to? It's really relevant, and we have some offerings through our website and through our portal that you can get access to more information on the kind of questions you'd want to ask. Like
a land checklist. We talked about that before. So really going through those markers if you're looking to buy land. But we've had a lot of people reaching out that have land that want to kind of have direction on how to get started. So for us, that's starting with that campus model where we have that community space and ability to have multiple streams of income, multiple businesses that are mostly ag related. But obviously, a media technology center, we're going to roll out Hen, and Romero has been a big part of that. He was actually the one that did the video footage for our workshop. But hands-on spaces where we can R&D the modular systems and other innovations. These are like innovative incubators bringing forth this futuristic technologies. Because like Romero said, we've got to be able to blend both worlds. And we feel like Haven Earth is the timeline between what we're moving away from and what we want to create. So having an aspect of people being able to come on the land with timeshare studios, spaces, hemp studios, and the residency and other aspects is really kind of where we're headed with this model, and that's what we're calling our Haven Earth hubs. Yeah, I think just interconnecting all these different communities. There's different places, and we see different hubs coming up, and actually not just see them, but it's actually happening right now, and it's amazing what's happened since the Greater Reset a few months back, and how these landowners are coming forward now who've been stewarding land for these times, literally holding the land sacred for decades, waiting for this time. Waiting for the right people.
And they've tried community before, and they've tried to bring people in before, but it's been dysfunctional, or people have come in with the wrong idea about it, or idealism, and they don't want to work. They don't want to do stuff. They're expecting a free ride.
About that.
But what we're bringing is a system, and not to kind of not make it organic, but to create a framework where we can bring in knowledge, we can bring in people who've got expertise, and other people who are looking to get that knowledge and take it back to their areas to share in their communities.
So we have a bunch of these kind of rolling out now, obviously here in Texas, where we spend a bit of time. Georgia and New England, Colorado and Mexico are sort of where things are highlighted. And we are well, this slide didn't come up. But one of the ways that we're inviting people to get involved is on a membership level. And for some reason, you can't see this. But obviously, as we mentioned, we have the land stewards, the people with the land, connecting the people that want to be on the land, so more of a residential. And we have many of you that have been following us around looking for an exit strategy, not quite ready to make the move, but know that you need to do something. So there's a way that we're setting up where people can support and be involved in that interim period. But the entry-level membership is the Haven Earth Network, HEN, which is laying the foundation for what we're doing, and Ramiro helped put this together. So we're super excited about this. This is the way to get involved is become a member of our private membership association, our PMA, for $11 or more. And that unlocks you in the platform. It's basically the same template as Freedom Cells. So many of you that are on there will know how to navigate through that. You just go to havenearth.net. And that's the way for us to kind of connect these dots that we're talking about.
Yay.
Do you want to
I
share?
think you want to cue the video?
Do you want to just share a minute? You can pull up the next video in the back, you guys, the tech team, but maybe you can share.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll talk a little bit about it in the video here, but really the inspiration was when I was in Turkey.
Here we go.
You'll see it here.
Hey everyone, this is Imanee and River from Haven Earth PMA, and we are excited to welcome you to Haven Earth Network, HEN.
Where we're laying the foundations for this new earth we're creating. And this is something I've been dreaming up for a long time, and I know probably a lot of you have been thinking something similar, right? How do we connect all of the people who have the knowledge, or different pieces of knowledge, so we can come together and support each other in these changing times?
So this is an online platform, which is serving as our online kind of innovative incubator, our campus, while we're building out and returning to the land.
Welcome to the Haven Earth Network platform. Let's take a look at all of the different things that we can do once you're signed up. We have a number of really awesome and interesting groups for you to discuss your favorite topics and hear from specialized practitioners. And what you can actually do is go in and start discussions and discuss your favorite topics, and also get to know the members within it and message them directly. So you have a direct line to everyone on the platform of hemp builders, permaculturists, anyone that you might want to get interested and in a conversation with will be on the platform for you. Additionally, we have a feed so you can see updates from everyone in the network, different projects that they're working on. You can share your own updates, things that you're building, questions that you might have about the hemp building process, and more. Lastly, we are going to be posting all of the hemp building courses and all the future courses we have in store on the platform. So if you want to go in right now, you can see a preview of the Hempcrete building course. And this is step-by-step how you can build your own hemp house from scratch. Got a lot of different sections and lessons here for you to dig into. We will see you all on the platform very soon.
So how does it work? All you have to do is become a Haven Earth member by paying a one-time lifetime donation of $11, and that will unlock access to all the things that the platform has to offer. So we look forward to seeing you on the other side and building out this new earth together. 250 members in our private membership association, so they've already been on seating and setting up groups, but we're just getting started, so we want to definitely invite you to participate in that and stay connected. Upcoming hands-on trainings, we're going to be doing one in Georgia this summer. We'll be there for about 2 months, and then coming back to Texas and doing another one in the fall.
Yeah, when it cools down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to come back when it's a little cooler. So we'd love to have you guys join the Haven Earth family. Like we said, you can go onto havenearth.net to get on the platform. Havenearth.biz is sort of the website for the business and all of River's services, conceptual master plans and consults. And if you just want to stay involved and get on our mailing list, you just text HEMP to 66866.
That's HEMP to 66866. It's pretty easy and it's cool. It gives you a message straight back and you get on there and no issue. If you got won't take any pictures of that so you can remember it. But thanks for your time, and hopefully you got some inspiration there. We're all here because we want to find solutions, I think, as we move forward in these changing times, and really appreciate all the amazing people that are bringing their knowledge here as well. And thanks to Ramiro, and thanks to John and Rebecca for setting this up.
The whole team, because we know it takes a lot.
Anybody
to
got
make
any
this happen.
questions? We got a couple of minutes. We kind of went through it. Hi. Can I give you a microphone? John, I'm taking over your job here.
Well, this is beautiful and inspiring, and the vision of replicating from shared experience, especially inspiring. I was wondering if you had looked at the possibility of having simulation games. Roblox is now widely used by tens of millions of people. Do you see on-ramps where people could virtually explore the scenarios and the material?
That's where we bring in people like Ramiro. We have we have a team. It's not just me and River. We're sort of the front. So we've brought together a lot of experts, but we do have a lot in the realm of technology, and he's spearing that up. So each location is really important to have a media center where we're bringing in these decentralized solutions. We're looking at DAOs and other currencies. We just kind of skimming the surface. But the idea is that as we're doing these and the hubs are working together, each one has its own signature thing. They're sharing what they're learning, what's working, what's not. We're recording everything so that if people aren't with us, they can be connected to us virtually, much like they're doing with this event, that people are tuning in. But we all feel the power of what it's like to be in a room together. Yeah. So how do we bring together both worlds? So that's definitely part of what we're seeing, because our goal, again, is the education aspect, to get as many people information.
Yeah, and I just want to add to that. I think the in-person thing, this is more than just learning something, building or sharing information. It's like actually a rites of passage and an empowerment. That's one of the most important things we're lacking right now is that power in our own hands to feel secure and not go into that fear space. And I think, when we come together, we really start to learn what community is really about. When we build things together, when we create things together. And I love technology as much as the next person, but I also see its limitations. But it's a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll take one more question from the Zoom audience. And for the in convention center audience, they'll be here for the rest of the weekend. You guys can pick their brains. There's several people that have a question on Zoom. Let's take one of those questions. And then would you guys mind hanging out on the Zoom chat in a sec afterwards to answer some questions? Okay, cool. Let's go to Trista. Trista, if you'll unmute yourself, please.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Hey there.
All right. So first of all, I'm wondering about the affordability compared to traditional housing and how soon one could build a house with your techniques. Are you at a point where the hempcrete is out and available, or is it still more in a
development phase?
Development phase, yes.
Well, answer your first question, and that's probably one of the most common questions people ask. And John said something the last time. He said, "How much does cancer cost? How much does disease cost? How much do all these things cost?" And when you live in a hemp structure, it's you're saving on energy costs for your heating and your cooling for one thing. Mm-hmm. But it was kind of cost prohibitive for a while. But now we have just came online in Texas. We got the biggest hemp processing facility in the United States right now, just outside of Houston. They're processing 5 tons an hour of hemp, and we have new technology that's coming out right now in the US that's about to explode hemp. It is going mainstream. So we got people like DuPont and Dow and Pfizer all coming into the hemp space right now to do hemp plastics and hemp products, and we got the automakers.
And just to interject, people say, is it all about hemp? And for us it is, because this is a power to the people moment. if we don't step in and actually take a piece of what's going to happen with hemp, because we're seeing behind the scenes, it's not quite visible yet. This is going to go into the hands of people that we don't want it. It already is
Right.
on that trajectory. So for us to be able to building our own economies, our own homes, our own workforce, using this sacred plant is quite a gift, and it's something to not overlook and not lightly. But I think again, to the relevancy, what River is speaking, the comparability of pricing, because of it being more available, that's balancing out.
Yeah,
And
I'd
then
say it's
you-
gone from 50% more expensive to 10% more expensive now, and that's going to change as we get the tools in our hands, because they're actually quite easy to build. It's not that complicated. So come to a workshop and you learn how to do it yourself, then you can save some money.
R&D modular system, I mean, moving in that direction where you have the processing happening, we've got the hemp, and now we have the systems being built so that the panels and the blocks and all those things, one-off anything, I don't think is very efficient, whether you're doing it as a community or house. But if we have a systemized way of building these homes and getting people on the land fast, we're in the process of R&Ding now. We're talking to different investors. There's a lot of interest in what we're doing. We expect to have the models for these this summer and fall, and be moving in the direction towards taking orders in the early beginning part of next year.
Yay. Well, I don't think we can take any more questions because we've got other speakers
time's
coming
up.
on. But thank you all for your
Thank
time.
you.
We're just next to the door out there. Come and ask us some questions. And thanks, John.
Thank you.